welcome to another episode for the World Cup. Today we're making Loubia, which is an Algerian white bean stew. It also has lamb in it. So before we get started, let's go over the ingredients really quick. So starting with the lamb, I have half a pound here of lamb chops with the bone removed and some of the fat removed as well. 1 medium yellow onion, 3 cloves of garlic, 2 tomatoes that have been blended up, 2 medium carrots, and my spices. I have half a teaspoon of cumin, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne, and a pinch each of turmeric and paparika, a half teaspoon of thyme, and 1 bay leaf. And for the beans, I'm just using just 1 pound of white beans. They've been soaked overnight. So those are the ingredients. Let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to brown off the lamb pieces. In my pot, I already have just a little bit of oil. The lamb has quite a bit of fat on it still, so it's going to provide some more oil. I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper. And just start browning the meat. So now you can see the lamb has been browned and a little bit more fat has come out of the lamb. So you can remove it from the pan. And now we can start cooking our onions and our garlic. As well as the carrots. So now our onions are cooked down well. We can add the tomatoes now. And for this stage, you can actually raise the heat a little bit. And if you don't want to use the regular, just fresh tomatoes, you could use tomato paste, but I find this way better. You're just going to let this cook down to sort of a thick paste, and then you're going to want to add your spices. So now we see the tomatoes cooked down to a nice thick paste. And at this point, you can add your spices, your cumin, your cayenne pepper, paprika, turmeric, bay leaf, and your thyme. So now after a few minutes, the paste has thickened a little bit more. You can add back the lamb. Give it a good stir. And now you can add your beans. Stir it again. And just add enough water to cover it by about 2 inches. So now after you added your water, you can cover the pot and just let it cook for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, or until the beans start to get soft. So now as your stew is finishing up, you're going to want to add a little bit of salt to taste. And just check to see if it needs any more. You can already see too the beans are starting to get a little softer. To go with the stew, we're going to be making dersa, which is just sort of a condiment to hot sauce. It just consists of basically peppers, chilies, garlic, and oil with a little bit of salt too. I'm adding paprika. Usually these are blended up raw, but since I'm using paprika, it has a bitter taste to it, so I'm cooking it out so that way when you're eating the hot sauce you don't taste that bitterness. So these chilies have been soaked in water, and I have this pan on very, very low heat. just add about an ounce of chilies. And then you can add about a quarter teaspoon of paprika. And just let that cook and let that sit in the oil for about 5-10 minutes. So now after about 5 minutes, your chilies are cooked down. You can turn off the heat and just let them cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. So here I have everything in my blender. I have my chilies, the oil that I was cooked in, salt and garlic, and we're just gonna start blending that up. Now once they're all down towards the bottom of the blender and they're all chopped up, you can start adding oil little by little. So now after you blend it, you should be left with a nice thick paste, and you should be ready to serve. So now your stew is ready. You can add your dersa. Now it is very, very spicy, so try not to add too much. I mean, it is optional, so you could just add none if you want. And now it's time to eat. So the stew is ready. You can serve this with some rice, some bread, maybe a little bit more of the dersa on the side if you want to add. It's a pretty simple dish, as you can see. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share your thoughts.